Hi there. The Paradise Spring Historical Park is owned by the City of Wabash, and it's located at the east end of downtown Wabash. The cabins are maintained by the Paradise Spring Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission in part is to encourage and support many educational and recreational opportunities available to the public through use of the park's facilities. The park is on the original site of the 1826 treaty between the indigenous Indian tribes and the United States government. Join us as we travel back in time to learn more of this rich history.
After the Miami and Potawatomi nations were defeated in the War of 1812, Indiana became the 19th state in the Union in 1816. In the Treaty of St. Mary's in 1818, grist mill was built at the American government's expense for the Miami Indians. The site that they selected was about 4 miles from Kincomium Spring, otherwise known as Paradise Spring, was operated for the Miami Indians for a short time and thus became the first business in Wabash County, in what would become Wabash County. In 1826, General John Tipton, the Indian agent for Indiana, was asked to sign a new treaty with the Miami Indians to take yet more land in order to build a canal which would connect the Wabash River to Lake Erie. John Tipton had 3 things that he required in order for a treaty signing to take place, one of which was a supply of fresh water. Kincomium Spring was a perfect supplier for that, and as a result, the treaty was held here. It needed to be large enough to host the hundreds of people who would attend, from Native Americans and their various representatives, the United States government, soldiers, even herders, and food vendors. The Treaty Ground Camp, consisting of 10 log cabins, was built under the direction of General John Tipton and Captain Frederick Kintner. The process took several weeks, and then later the militia was moved in order to maintain order during negotiations, as there would be hundreds of people present.
Governor Ray.
Hello.
I would like you to meet General Tipton.
Governor, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
Governor Ray was chosen as Assistant Secretary after Calvin Marshall, an Indian agent from Lawrence County, Indiana, was unable to attend due to illness. Governor Ray's diary left an accurate account of the proceedings. The Potawatomi Nation set up camp on the north side of the Wabash River, where there was plenty of room to roam and hunt. At times, arguments broke out and looked like the treaty might not happen, but Chief Mateo was most influential and eloquent for the Potawatomi. The smaller Miami Nation lived on the south of the river. Chief LeGros spoke on behalf of the Miami, as well as Chief Richardville. Chiefs Godfroy and Little Charlie as well, all from this area, were present at the treaty.
Captain, award?
General Tipton.
We've been assigned a very important mission by the U.S. government here. You, in charge of the militia, are responsible for the security. However, we do not want to come across as being overbearing to the natives.
As General Tipton approached the Indian encampment, the chiefs wanted to know why Governor Ray was there instead of the Indian agent Calvin Marshall. They explained that Marshall was ill, but that Ray's name meant First Dawn. After that, the Miami called him Wausau and were ready to smoke the peace pipe. Another visitor to the treaty was the Baptist minister Reverend Isaac McCoy, who had been a missionary to the Native Americans. He had set up a special school for them and hoped to show it off here at the treaty grounds, and in doing so receive a grant of land in the reservation to set up a permanent school. Governor Ray's diary reports that the other natives present looked on them and jeered, but the students were undeterred. It took a tremendous amount of food supplies and cooking to feed everyone during the preparation and negotiation of the treaty. The commissioners relied on the traders to arrive early and offer an attractive selection of items to be used in the treaty negotiations. Items included brilliantly colored cloth and blankets, items of clothing, furs, guns, barrels of whiskey, and tobacco. Samuel McClure and his son Samuel Jr. brought a wagon load of apples from Ohio for trading. After days of negotiation, the terms of the treaty were finally agreed upon and announced in general terms in the Grand Council through interpreters, with most of the chiefs nodding their approval. Under the direction of Governor Cass, who had long experience in making Indian treaties, Governor Ray was instructed to prepare 3 copies of the treaty. The Potawatomi Nation signed on October 16, 1826, and the Miami Nation on October 23, 1826, along with representatives from the United States government. After the treaties were signed, the treaty grounds were deserted, but not for long. Samuel McClure, who had brought wagon loads of apples to trade, moved his family from Ohio and stayed in one of the cabins for a short time until they built another cabin west of the treaty grounds. The family eventually moved south, but Samuel McClure Jr. stayed here in Wabash County. Paradise Springboard offers tours and special events to school children and other groups. Along with treaty reenactments, flax and weaving demonstrations show early pioneer life.